training for a while, so it's been a long time coming, and I'm just excited. It's just finally happening. Well, now because it's a job now, you got to do everything properly. You can't not do your job properly. If you work and you don't do your job properly, you end up fired. I ain't trying to be fired. There's a lot of pressure because it is your first time. Listen, and for other people making their debut on Sky, their first time is a big platform, you know, so it won't be as easy as we expect. I'm in the same gym as Leigh Wood. Yeah, so we trained, so we're in the same gym, and it was just a fight where I was watching it, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, but when the knockdown happened, it kind of like threw me off. I was like, wow, and he was hurt, but the fact that he came back showed he had heart, showed that he had power, because it's very hard to knock someone out in the 12th round. My answer will always be that you guys should see me box, because when I say too much, people would expect too much.
October Red Boxing, joined by heavyweight debutant Jeamie TKV. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for interviewing me.
It's conversation, and it's overdue. We met online, didn't we? I jumped into your DMs. I said, do you fancy doing a live? And look, now we're here face to face.
Yes, we're here now, and a great platform. This is Sky, so listen, it's great for everyone here, for you yourself, myself. So yeah, it's a great opportunity over here. Yeah.
How's the prep been going? Because obviously it's a big card that you're on. I'd say it's a tasty card, especially the headline. So how's the prep been going for this? And what does it feel like to now finally say, you know what, 2 weeks and I'm on the road?
You know, I'm excited because it's really coming. It's coming. Like, listen, I've been training for a while, so it's been a long time coming, and I'm just excited. It's just finally happening. Everything is set. There's nothing else to do but train and focus. So yeah, man, just excited. It's just, yeah, every day I think about it, man. Proper excited.
And we talk about that training. Did you ever start doing the running and go to decathlon for them gloves that I was on about?
What you told me to?
You remember about the running? I was saying about it's cold because when we did the.
You know what? I didn't go to decathlon, but I've been doing my running. Don't worry about my running. I got that under control. I was doing my running for sure. Yeah.
I was going to say that because you look like, I know you're a heavyweight anyway, but you look like you've dropped a bit of weight.
Yeah, I've dropped a couple, I would say 4 or 5 kilos during camp. It's just been eating better. Obviously, the training, we stepped it up a little bit more because we was, taking over a little bit. Even to be honest, I wasn't necessarily taking over because I was training hard throughout. But then we had to slow down a little bit and pick it back up. So, yeah, I just maintained it and started eating better, and the weight was dropping off slowly. Yeah.
And we talk about that training and, obviously getting involved with the nutrition and stuff. How have you found the adjustment? Because, I don't know, is it because you're a professional boxer, you're really starting to, nail down on what you need to do, what you need to achieve, when it comes to fitness as well?
Yeah, well, now, because it's a job now, you got to do everything properly. You can't not do your job properly. If you work and you don't do your job properly, you end up fired. I ain't trying to be fired, so I'm trying to be a boxer, and it's a job, and I've got to take it seriously. So that's what I'm doing.
And that's what we like to hear, because there's some boxers, I'm not going to mention them on here, but there's some boxers that really don't look at it like that, or don't take it as serious as they should, and sometimes their training can slip. I mean, a message from yourself about keeping fit, about taking this as your job. Like you said, you don't want to get fired. Do
you know what? With boxing, even if you take a week off, you do feel the difference when you come back. So I recommend all boxers. I believe all boxers should stay in the gym, even if it's not hard all the time. At least take over, just so your body's ready when it's time to turn it up when you have a fight date. So yeah, I just believe people should always just be ready, because it's a job. Like I said, it's a job, so always be ready, stay ready. That's all you can do.
You said it better. Can't say it better myself. Stay ready. That's a motto of October Red. You've always got to be in the gym as a fighter. Like you said, it's your job. You practice, you perfect your craft, and you get better at it all the time. But speaking about that, any words on your opponents, etc.?
Not sure yet. I have to speak to my manager, but yeah, not much. I think we had someone before, but then it didn't work out. But we're still on the way there. Yeah.
Obviously, you're prepared and you're ready. I guess that it's not going to matter who comes in there. It's your debut, and I'm guessing that you just want to get that fight out of the way.
Of course, yeah, definitely want to get that fight. Listen, the first fight, the debut is always the important one. So I've got to make sure that everything is right for my training, mentally, and everything around me. So, yeah.
We talk about fighters in debuts, and it's a fair point, actually, because I don't think the public realise it, but there's a lot of pressure, you know.
Yeah, in a way, there's a lot of pressure because it is your first time. Listen, and for other people making their debut on Sky, their first time is a big platform, you know, so it won't be as easy as we expect. Obviously, we've done the training, but look, I've boxed at high levels, you know, in the amateurs, and sometimes boxing at a high level, that pressure gets to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but because I've been at that level, I know what to expect and I know what to do to handle my nerves and stuff like that. So, obviously, this is a big platform, but I'll be able to handle my nerves and handle myself in there.
And we like that honest analysis about that. Handle the nerves, handle the pressure. Tell me, how do you do that? Because it's all right for us, well and good, sitting on the sofa, eating our pizzas, watching, saying, oh, look at him, he's fighting a bum. Yeah, I would have done this, I would have done that. But that pressure, how do you deal with it?
To be honest, stuff like meditating sometimes, listening to music, playing card games, you know, just keeping your mind busy, because if your mind keeps running, if you're thinking about your fight, you're only going to get more nervous. Listen, every single fighter, no matter what level you're at, I'm sure they get nervous because it's not, listen, boxing ain't a normal sport. We get punched in the face for a living, we punch people in the face for a living. So you know that you can go in there and get really hurt. You don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want nothing bad to happen to you. So of course you're going to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have doubts. You can be confident. Some people are confident, but some people can have doubts no matter what level you're at. So the best thing to do is find a strategy or a method where you can literally control your nerves. Find a way to control your nerves. But for me, that's how I control my nerves, where I listen to music, meditate a little bit, prayer. A prayer for me is key. I love my prayer. My prayers keep me calm because I know that God's got me when I'm in that ring.
We like that. And you talk about strategy and preparation. When it comes to your opponents, is that something that you do, or do you leave that to your coach?
Well,
or is it a bit of both?
It's a bit of both, because the coach obviously gives you the strategy. If it doesn't work, he will give you a different strategy. But as a fighter yourself, you should know that you may have to switch it up in the ring. It all depends on what's happening, but definitely the strategy comes from the coach. You have to listen to your coach because they can see what you can't see. So, yeah.
I like that, but it's also about having that, I don't know, that dynamic attitude to be able to box off instinct as well. Because sometimes, like you said, the plan won't go according to plan. The coach may step in, but there's going to be some times where you as a fighter, you're going to have to dig deep, go into them dark waters. I mean, we saw that on the weekend with the Conlon-Wood fight.
Yeah, listen, watching that fight, it was because I'm in the same gym as Leigh Wood. Yeah, so we trained, so we're in the same gym, and it was just a fight where I was watching it, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, but when the knockdown happened, it kind of like threw me off. I was like, wow, and he was hurt, but the fact that he came back showed he had heart, showed that he had power, because it's very hard to knock someone out in the 12th round after a brutal, tough fight. So he showed people that he's the real deal. And yeah, man, it's just like you said, when you're in deep waters, you've got to be able to swim, you know. And he swam, and you know, he got the win, you know, because it's not easy what he done, and you got to appreciate what he done.
I was there, obviously I was there to watch the fight, but I was there at the post-fight presser, and one of the things that I did like was the fact that he felt a lot of emotion afterwards, you know, the pressure of fighting in his hometown, coming up against somebody that really wanted to take that belt off him, and then almost the relief that he was okay after that devastating, you know, KO.
I mean, listen, anyone would be emotional. Even after a fight, you're always emotional. It's just an emotional sport in a way. When you share a ring with someone, it is an emotion. Like, boxing is very emotional. People may not realize it, but it is emotional. I would expect a fighter to cry after a fight sometimes, especially how that fight went with him getting knocked down and it being a tough fight, I expected him to have the emotions that he did.
And it also goes back to the fitness element that we spoke about earlier. To be able to knock somebody out in the 12th round like that showed that conditioning, fitness really does help.
Exactly. That's just a point proving that you got to be conditioned. Like I said before, you got to stay ready. Because if you're not ready, you're rushing to get fit. You're not going to be conditioned enough to fight. You get what I'm saying? So he was very well conditioned. He trains hard in the gym. He never slacks, and he proved it that night that he's very well conditioned and he's very strong. So yeah.
So brilliant feedback on your gym mate there. But we're going to go back to you. What can we expect from you on March the 26th on this stacked card?
You know what? I keep getting asked this question, but you know what? My answer will always be that you guys should see me box, because when I say too much, people would expect too much. So I'd rather people see for themselves and they can make their own judgment. So that's how I'm going to leave it.
But what I'm going to say is I was watching on the workout. You're someone that likes to plant your feet, someone that likes to throw those stinging shots. So I'm going to think you like to take people's heads off and knock them out. Is that an educated guess?
Do you know what?
He's going to say I'm wrong now.
You know what? I know you're trying to suck it out, you're trying to get out of me, but you know what? Let's just wait. 26th of March, we're going to see what happens. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you so much for your time, Jeamie. It's a pleasure to finally meet you face to face as well, and I will see you fight week.
Thank you. I'll see you too.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.